Welcome to part 2 of our CLM video series. In this video, we're going to be answering the question, what are the top tips to getting started to putting together your CLM process? I'm going to quickly share my screen. If this image is new to you, I would really recommend you check part 1 of our series because we go into detail about these different focus points in the CLM system. The first thing that I would really recommend you do is map out this process within your company. So what are you presently doing for each of these focus points in the contract lifecycle of your company? What is the process for requesting for a contract? Is it coming through emails, or is it coming via a Teams chat, or is it coming via WhatsApp? What is the existing process in place for requesting for a contract? What is the process in place for creating a contract? Do I have templates in place? Do I need templates, or am I always getting customized requests for which I don't require templates? What are the major types of requests that are actually coming in? Or am I always reviewing counterparties' paper? So map out this process for each of these stages of the contract lifecycle. Even with the execution, you can see, am I mostly doing wet signature executions or am I doing e-signature executions? With the obligation management post-execution, are we doing that manually, or are we tracking it through an Excel, or is it just done through a system? What is exactly happening right now needs to be recorded. Once you have done that process, identify within these different processes of the contract lifecycle, what is your biggest pain point? What is causing the biggest roadblocks in terms of turnaround time for that contract request? So it could be maybe your intake. It could be that maybe you're not getting sufficient information upfront and you want to create a standardized form for that. It could be that you're spending too much time creating drafts and maybe you want to put in place your own templates or your precedents. It could be that maybe you want a way to review third-party paper far more quickly. It could be that you need to record all of your internal approvals and you need to find an easy way to access how these approvals have been given and what was the rationale for each of the approvals. Sometimes that's important to be recorded. It could also be that you're trying to just track different dates, expiry dates in the contract, and you need a notification to go out to the required person before the contract is set to expire so that they can check whether it needs to be renewed or not. It could also be something as simple as your repository, that nobody knows where all of the contracts are stored, because sometimes they're stored on your own laptop or desktop, sometimes they're stored in a shared drive, but sometimes they're stored in a OneDrive. There is no systematic process in place for storage such that if the person working on that contract leaves, then a third party who is authorized to come in and work on that contract is not able to find it and is then searching through emails for the latest draft or even the executed draft. So to summarize, the top two tips for getting started is, first, map out your process for each of these focus areas in the contract lifecycle of your company. Second is identify what is causing the biggest bottlenecks or what are your pain points in this process. I would also really recommend you check out a podcast that I recently did with Lucy Basley from the InnoLaw Group. She's a contract lifecycle management expert. And I interviewed her and I asked her the specific question, and she answered it in a lot more detail than we're going into in this video. So I would really recommend you check it out. I'm going to include a link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.